we're taking you behind the scenes with entrepreneurs that run product-based businesses. There is so much information out there tailored toward service providers, so we have carved out a space just for you. The creative entrepreneur making and selling physical goods. Whether you are just starting out or a seasoned business owner, this podcast will shed light on new strategies, inspiration, and action steps to help you grow your product-based business.
Hey friends, it's Katie Hunt and welcome back to Prove Your Product. I'm recording this pretty late on a Saturday night. I don't typically work weekends, but we have Paper Camp opening this week for enrollment and I'm in the process of reviewing scholarship applications and we received a lot more than we anticipated. So by the time you hear this though, Paper Camp will be closed and scholarships will be awarded and everything will be underway. But I wanted to take a moment because as I'm reading through these scholarship applications, I am seeing a strong theme coming through from many different people. And it's something that I hear a lot from our Paper Camp students, from our labs members, from my mastermind clients. And it's this feeling of being in the messy middle. So what do I mean by this? Well, too many people are trying to do too many things within their business. And I fell victim to this too when I was starting out with Kelp Designs. I was selling custom work. I was selling direct to consumer on Etsy and then on my own website. And I was selling wholesale and I was doing some licensing. And I had a couple of very young children and a day job. Now, looking at all those things that were on my plate, it's easy for someone on the outside to see that I had way too much going on and I was splitting my attention and my time and my focus in too many different areas of my business. So I'm already short on time, like all of us are. I was already short on time. And then with the little bit of time I did have to dedicate to my business, I was splitting it amongst all these different areas of my business that weren't in alignment. Custom work has a different client than the wholesale market, has a different client than the direct-to-consumer market, has a different client than the licensing world, right? The marketing strategies, the sales strategies, the production schedules, all of that is different for all four of those revenue streams. So as I look back at my own story, I can very, very clearly see why I didn't get the traction that I was hoping to get. And it was because I was spreading myself too thin. I was trying to do too many things at once. If I could get into a time machine and go back in time, I would tell myself, focus on one thing. And I eventually got to this. And wholesale was the thing I focused on. But I realized I needed to start pulling things off my plate. And so the first thing to go was my custom work. I stopped doing my custom work. And then I slowed down on the licensing. I had some projects that I had worked on that were still like in process, but I didn't accept any new ones. And I kept retail because it kind of mirrored and was in tandem with wholesale. But wholesale was my primary and retail was my secondary. When I did that, my business blossomed. I expanded to stores throughout the United States and Canada and Mexico. I started being able to optimize the things I was doing on the wholesale side. So for example, I was able to tweak my outreach plan and how I was reaching out to new stores. So the cold outreach I was doing to new stores, I was able to systematize that. I was able to create follow-up plans for the stores I was already working with and check back in on them to boost reorders and increase average order value. I was able to dive deeper into wholesale and make it successful because I wasn't also trying to respond to custom client emails or meet with people to talk about their wedding invitations or scrambling to put together some designs for a design brief on the licensing side. I was able to focus on one thing. And yes, it was still a work in progress, but I was much more, I made progress faster, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I made progress faster because my mind was focused, my time was focused, my energy was focused, and any money I was investing into the business had a very clear objective of what we were trying to accomplish. So I share this story because I'm reading through 63 scholarship applications right now. And a very large percentage of the people that applied for scholarship are trying to do too many things in their business, and they're in this messy middle, and they're wondering why they're not getting the traction that they're hoping to get. The other thing is, some of them just need minor tweaks to things, slight changes to their pricing, slight changes to their website, slight changes to their outreach would make a significant difference in the results that they get, the money they earn, the amount of accounts they're working with. And I can see it from the outside, but it's hard when you're in it. When you're in it and you're trying to boost your revenue and support yourself and or your family, you're throwing spaghetti to the wall and trying to see what sticks. And I should also mention here too, that this is not new, that if any of you feel this way, you are not alone. I would say that throughout the last 10 years, almost 11 years that I've been in business, I have felt like this messy middle point many different times. And it's part of the growth plan or strategy. I mean, it's not a strategy, but it's part of growing a business. Things become a little bit bloated and we have to streamline it down. I actually did a podcast episode on this probably like 2 years ago, but the different phases of business. So if you're feeling this, 1, you're not alone. 2, there's nothing to be ashamed of. And 3, I would encourage you to take a step back and look at the bird's eye view, look at the bigger picture of your business. Think hard about what you are trying to accomplish with this business. What kind of goals do you have? What does success look like for you? Is it freedom? Is it flexibility? Is it money? Is it time? What does that look like for you? Because the sooner you can get clear on what that success looks like, you can formulate a plan to get there. When you think about how you want to live your day-to-day life, how you want to operate your business day-to-day, that is going to play into which sales strategies, which revenue streams you tackle, all of these things. So this was meant to be encouraging and also just pull back the curtain of like, a lot of us are in the messy middle and we need to take a step back and we need to reassess what we want. And it's as simple as that. What do we want? Because once we identify what we want, we can get to work. I hope this was helpful. I hope I didn't come off preachy. I just want all of you to succeed. And I see a lot of myself reflected in these applications. I see a lot of myself reflected back in the clients that I work with. And I remember how determined I was, but also how frustrated I was because I wasn't moving as fast as I wanted. And when I look back, I can see crystal clear why I wasn't getting the traction I was getting. I needed to focus. I needed to clear the clutter. And I needed to truly decide what I wanted. So, all right, friends, I hope this was helpful to you, and I'll talk to you soon.